New Breed Global Truth.
Unity to Space Command. Do you copy?
You know CPT is not a thing anymore, right?
Well, you would think after eternal life we will have more time in the day, but I'm here, and shalom.
Shalom, dear brother. Can we get started?
Coming in for landing shortly.
We are going live any second now. Oh, and did you bring the snacks from Earth Sector 12?
Yeah, I got the snacks.
You're eating it, right?
This a little snack for the flight. Got plenty left.
Okay, good. You know I love their food. Welcome to Hebrew Planet.
Oh yeah. Hope the brothers and sisters are ready. Unity coming in for a fast landing.
Got a hangover. Yeah, yes, they lied. The truth won't hide.
Shalom, shalom. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to New Breed Global Truth. I'm your host, Brother New Breed. I want to talk about why fathers are needed in these households. One of 3 American families lack a father as well as a positive role model, a male role model, that being. I've been seeing a lot of videos trending lately. Videos that display the horrendous effects of not having a father in the household. I see a growing trend of stepfathers refusing access from the biological father between his biological kids as well. I see a lot of men trying to stand in the way of a man being with their children, which we're going to go to a few examples of why fathers are needed, a positive male role model is needed, as well as the actual biological father. And I find this to be a very, very important topic because, ladies and gentlemen, without the fathers in the equation, our nation is doomed. Our people are doomed. And some of these videos y'all gonna see today, y'all gonna be a little bit taken back. I know I was. A lot of these videos are gonna be a very good learning experience. This is gonna be educational, in particular for even single women out there. Some of these things you'll learn, the do's and don'ts of raising sons and daughters, because we're gonna go. There's examples of daughters not getting the proper advice, not getting the proper guidance and leadership. And, you know, it's time that we as a nation address our ills and face them for what they are and begin to mend these issues and actually begin to reconcile a lot of our relationships that went astray. And I don't mean they have to be romantic relationships. But ladies, if you have a man that wants to be in the child's life, it's time that you allow that to happen because you did choose that particular man to actually breed with. So responsibility, accountability has to be taken in some of these situations and scenarios coming from the mother. And we really got to get into this. Now, this first video, and I want everybody, as you enter the stream, make sure you pound the like button because, you know, on social media, what is typically popular is nonsense, celebrity gossip. What's typically popular is back and forth rumors, innuendos, gossip, drama, you know, these things. But when we're talking about repairing our family and actually, you know, giving some real valid information that can actually help a single mother, as well as, you know, the children who are in these situations, you know, they're not going to promote anything like that. So ladies and gentlemen, do me a solid and share this video everywhere. Share this video, like the video, because we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Now, this video right here is titled, Son Appears to Have a Mental Breakdown When His Mother Refuses to Let Him Go Outside. And the mother is yelling, I want you to beat my blank. Now, I want everybody to pound a 1 in the chat. If y'all can hear the audio and everything is clear, no echoes, and everything is copacetic.
I want you to tell me.
All my life, you're not doing shit. Stop playing, you're not doing shit.
So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
You see.
You see, no, do it. Nigga, beat my ass. Beat my motherfucking. Go ahead, beat my ass right now. Go ahead. Listen, go ahead, beat my ass.
I'm not playing.
Ricky.
Now, let's see. All right, everybody heard that correctly. Great. Now, what's essentially taking place right now is this young man wants to go outside. The mother refused to allow him to go outside. And the young man, he's going into a whole tangent here. And now I want to talk about this because you can attribute this behavior for a few reasons. Number one, you got to understand that young men have to get out. Young men have to be productive. Young men have to do something. Young men have a lot of energy. They have testosterone. By the time they are 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 years old, they have to be active. Men, young men in particular, are very action-oriented, and they must be busy. They have to have purpose. It is part of their physical makeup. Now, I'm saying that because there's a lot of circumstances in which the mother, being a single mother, no father in the picture, the mother tends to treat these young men like house pets, like surrogate husbands, if you will. And you always want these young men to be underneath you. You always want these men to be there. They are men. By the time they turn 12, their nuts drop. They're men. There's a lot of women out here in this modern time that are putting their sons on all kind of psychotropics, all kind of medications. Why? To keep that young man sedated. Because you want to keep him your baby. He's no longer no baby. That young man is growing into a man. And without a positive role model, male role model, or his biological father, this young man is going to have a lot of issues if you're trying to hold him in the house. And I do realize that we are bred up in a different time loop. This is a different dispensation we living in where, you know, we're raised in front of these monitors, TV screens, well, at least the children of this generation. You had COVID take place. Everybody's getting homeschooled. The children are not going to the parks and playing ball all day like they used to. When I was growing up, we stayed up outside all day long, riding bikes, playing basketball, playing football on the field. You know what I'm saying? We was outside racing each other, everything. This is what was taking place. We were able to burn off that energy. Now, these days, I do understand things are different. It's hard for children to even go outside. There's a lot of predators out there. There's a lot of weirdos, but you got to understand, you single mothers out there got to give your sons unto the Most High. You got to give your sons to the Creator, knowing that they're going to be safe, knowing that the Most High is with them. You got to find the validity in putting that positive male role model in their lives or their biological father in their lives. Because we can look at this behavior and say, this young man is demon possessed. No, this young man is full of aggression. This young man needs to be doing something. This young man should have a job. This young man should be out every single day, doing something active, building up his future. At this age, this young man should have a girlfriend, a job, everything. And see, this is where a positive male role model or father figure comes in, where you can direct these young men. Because a woman cannot understand a young man like we can understand them. Watch this.
I don't know what the fuck your problem is. You want to break the arm? Go ahead, break the other one. You want to do that? I don't know what the fuck your problem is. But go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I know y'all like, man, he mad disrespectful. He is breaking the window with a scooter trying to get out of there. Let me make this. Let me make this very clear. There's going to be a lot of young men behaving like this in this generation. There's going to be a lot of young men running away. Some of these young men are growing up in households with only women. Literally, there's only women there. Do you know how insane that makes a young man, hearing all that talking that you women be doing? Being cooped up in a house like he's some type of housewife. Do you know what that does to a young man? There's going to be a lot of young men running away from home. You understand? At a very young age, because we are in a fatherless generation. Now, I'm not promoting this bad behavior, and I'm not making excuses for the young man. But if there was a positive male role model in that house, a strong man, this would not be happening. This would not be happening. You know why? Because he would have certain duties that he would have to do as a young man. He would have chores that he would have to tend to. He would have a job. A man is not going to allow his son to sit up in no house. A man is going to make sure his son has his hands to the plow and his son is active. Do you understand? So you have to understand the nature of a man. And they all have a lot of pent up aggression. We would have our sons in various classes. He would be taking boxing, kickboxing, karate, doing things. And this is why this happens. And a lot of y'all mothers out there be just trying to get a check. Y'all be having y'all sons on all these medications. That's another reason why they be behaving like this. When those medications start to wear off and those demons are no longer suppressing those children, or those young men rather, this is the product. Because a lot of y'all just wanted a check. So you allowed this school system to tell you that your child has ADD or ADHD because they actually have energy, because they actually want to go out and do something, because they actually are active. And some of y'all mothers, y'all took the check. So you sedated your sons and you actually suppressed them and put demons in them. You are the cause of their demons. You are the cause of their psychological issues. And the Most High is not happy with that. There's a lot of women doing that for a paycheck and trying to keep control and manipulation, keeping your son high. And it's sorcery. It's witchcraft. Why? Because you're upset about the man who left you. Or you upset because the man you chose to lay up with wasn't the man you thought he was. So now your sons, you have to get a grasp on them and keep them around when they're young men. There's women out here who isolate their sons too. We don't talk about that type of mental abuse and torture that goes on, where these women are isolating their sons from their entire family, all the positive male role models, uncles, cousins, big brothers, everybody. This is what these women are doing these days. And it's wicked. It's disgusting to me. And a lot of you women out here are going to have a very rude awakening. And when your son finally gets fed up and it ain't nothing you can do. Yeah, they're trying to keep a lion tamed. You're trying to rule over a young man. Let me tell you something. What did Christ say to his mother when his mother stepped out of line? Let me see if y'all can pull that scripture up for me. When he told his mother, he called his mother what? He called his mother woman. He said, woman, I'm doing the Father's will. Take yourself home. Go worry about what you got to worry about, woman. That's how Christ talked to his mother Matter of fact, if somebody can pull that scripture out in the chat, I would like to share that on the screen. Just to show you how young men, and guess how old Christ was. Just to show you how young men supposed to be with their mothers, because they're still men at the end of the day. He told his mama, hush, woman, you go home right now. I'm about to do my work. I got stuff to do. Christ said that. And you know what his mama did? She respected him. Christ wasn't nothing but 12 years old. 12. Christ was 12 years old. 12. How many of you women out here looking at your 12-year-old boy is a little boy? Let me make this very clear. By the time your son is 12 years old, there we go right there. Thank you, King Connect. We're going to read that here in a minute. By the time your son is 12 years old, his nuts done dropped and he's looking for some women. His body is going through changes. He is ready to work. He is ready to start moving towards his purpose. He has his own thoughts. He has his own way that he sees the world. His mind is developing. Not saying he's a full-grown adult, but technically he's a man, a young man. And you need to respect that. Drew 44, thank you for the 26. Breed, you speaking straight facts, my boy. Men got to go outside and face the world. Soldiers, absolutely, absolutely. That's just a fact. Oh, snap. I done lost the scripture. Hold on. Let's pull that back up. That's Luke 2:49. And he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be my father about my father's business? Right. And he was speaking to his mother. But I think you need to go a verse up or a verse back where he actually said woman. Because she was looking for him. Hey, I was looking for you. Where you been? I'm looking for you. Distracting that man. That's what she was doing. She was distracting Christ while he was in the synagogues, battling. And he said, listen, why are you looking for me for? I'm a grown man out here. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I'm a young man, but I'm a man. I'm doing my father's work. I'm doing the will of the Father. Yeah, he said, I'm working. So you got to respect these young men for who they are. Right? Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Yep. You don't give a fuck?
Now, if he had a father in the picture, you think he'd really be knocking that window out like that? Men are action oriented. They have to have the fear of repercussion. All young men must have the fear of repercussion, knowing that if you knock out that window, your daddy might knock your teeth out, your mouth. If you lift a hand up to your mother, Pop's gonna lift a hand up to you. And it's gonna be swift justice, and it's gonna be served on a nice cold plate. And on top of that, after you get that thrashing that you earned, you're gonna listen, we're gonna sit outside and you're gonna repair this window. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna sit up there and you're gonna fix this window. You're gonna learn how to fix what you broken. That's how it go. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a growing trend of these young men losing their minds. They being raised off this rap music today. That is straight poison, bro. Straight poison. I'm talking about straight possession, demon time on this music. And these young men on all these designer drugs and whatnot, and they full of spirits and malevolent forces. Acts of the Apostles, thank you for the 10, says Proverbs 17:25. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bear him. Facts. And it's true. And that's why men of Yah, we can't tolerate having foolish children. We gotta Give them truth. Show them the ways of righteousness.
Touch me.
I'm not touching you.
You're not touching me.
And then, no, Ricky, beat my ass. I'm begging you to beat my ass.
This is what the mom want to say. I'm begging you to see. Look, this is crazy. Let me show you the mistake here. You got the son in a rage because he wants to go outside. He wants to be outdoors. She don't want him to go. She antagonizes him. I want y'all to share the scripture where it says, provoke not your children to anger. But this is what an emotional woman would do. It says, provoke not your children to anger. She's over there. I'm begging you to beat my blank. I'm begging you to beat me up. You know why? So she can get her son locked up. So she can put her son in the system. She's begging him. She's antagonizing this young man. This is literally what these women are doing, bro. I'm begging you to beat me up. The scriptures tell us, provoke not your children to anger. And there we go. It's in Proverbs 4:1. Hear ye children, the instructions of a father, of a mother, of a father, of a mother. Hear the instructions of a mother. A father. You know why it says hear the instructions of a father and attend to no understanding? Because a mother's not designed to give instruction. That's the job of a father. A lot of women don't know how to give instruction. She don't know how to de-escalate the situation. She don't know how to correct this young man. Hear ye children the instruction of a father and attend to no understanding. You know why? Because the Most High has blessed us men with the understanding to lead a household. It also tells us in Ephesians 6:4, ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. That means don't go out here trying to beat on your children, make them angry, thinking you training up a pit bull. You going to their rib cages, going to their body, trying to make them tough, and all you really doing is creating animals. That's what that's speaking in regards of. It says teach them and nurture them in the admonition of the Lord. That means everything you do with your sons and your daughters have to have intent. As a man, they have to have intent. There has to be lessons that's learned with your discipline. We don't discipline our children out of anger and frustration. We don't discipline our sons and daughters out of what you would call emotions. We do what needs to be done. Everything a father of Yah, a man of Yah, would do is out of intention to help our sons and daughters from avoiding an early grave, help them avoid an early grave or a jail cell. There's life lessons in our discipline. We don't operate in emotions. Some of y'all women be out here beating y'all kids because you're mad. They pissed you off. When we spank our children, we don't do it out of anger. We actually calm ourselves down before the discipline is issued out. We calm ourselves down because we know what the purpose is. It's not to scold them. It's to give them direction. You know, the scripture says, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Lamont, thank you for the $10 contribution. Says, valid topic, Breed. Being 19 and never having no father really took a hit on my mental and always had me angry. But the Most High and the Messiah getting me right. All praises to the Most High. All praises, family. And I know exactly what you're speaking of. You know, I grew up in a single mother household myself. But when you grow in this truth, this biblical truth, it will make a man out of you. God Almighty gives us the direction that we need. Proverbs 13:24. Thank you, King Connect. He that spareth his rod hateth his son. Hateth his son. If you don't correct your son, you hate him, because that means you're not going to even have the concern enough to protect them for what the world has to offer them, because the world is unforgiving. The world is going to chew them up and spit them out. It says, but he that loveth him chasteneth him in B times, meaning when it's time to punish and chastise your son, you on it. You're on it. Men are action oriented. A young man, yeah, you're basically cursing him if you don't show him discipline. A young man will lash out. I mean, they'll act all kind of ways until you the father show them action, and then they get it. That's how men are designed. Anyway, let us continue. Look at this, y'all.
Ahead, nigga, beat my ass today. No. Beat my. You wanna beat my? Ricky, I'm standing right here and I haven't moved. Beat my motherfucking ass in this house. Go ahead. Go. No. You wanna?
She's talking like she's talking to one of her boyfriends. She's literally talking to her son like she is talking to one of these guys that she's been dating that's a Pookie or Ray Ray that been going whoops upside the head. Whoops upside the head. That's what she's talking like. This is absolutely astonishing how these women decide to raise their children. I'm serious.
Emotional damage.
This is crazy. This is actually horrible parenting. Horrible. But look at some of the comments here. How would you handle this situation? You need a father. Oh, pardon me. You got. Do you think whippings help or hurt children? In this case, he needed a father to discipline him. And let me tell you this, by the time they 13, 14, and 15, it may be too late. He had already made a decision that he is on a path of destruction. Somebody said she ain't even making him clean his room. I wish my son would. I'd be smiling in my mugshot. See, that's what you're not designed to do. You're not designed to go over there and fight your son like he's some guy in the streets. This is what you need a father for. You see, like the comments are ignorant. So you're just gonna go out here and throw down with your son. This is what we got going on here. Somebody said he would be homeless. You're not about to threaten me in my house. No, sir. He didn't threaten her. She asked him to whip her a. I want you to beat me up. He's trying to escape. And this is what a lot of y'all ladies do with the men you date. You sit up there, antagonize, you prick prod at them, harass them. You don't know how to give these young men a breather. You don't know how to give your man a breather. This is crazy. The mental status of a lot of these women. Let's see. We have a pastor in the comment section with a blue check mark. Says, I don't care how old you get. Buck up at me. I'll take jail for 500, Alex. You in my house and you want to talk to me like, well, if you train up a child in the way you would have him go, he would not depart from the faith. Meaning if you nip this in the bud, this behavior in the bud early, where they know they can't flip out without action happening, they won't grow up acting like this. It's just that simple. Somebody said, but it's just a whole lot of comments here on this Black News page. Said, this is sad. I pray they both get the help they need to mend their mother-son relationship and get back on track. Their relationship will never be on track. The help they need is a male there, a man of Yah is the help they need. All right. Now there's some more examples of why fathers need to be in the households. Well, watch this.
Fucking no. I'm
here.
here. Don't tell me to come nowhere.
Fuck out of here. You're not doing shit.
Don't tell me to come. No, don't tell me. No,
You're not doing shit.
nigga, come beat my ass. Come beat my ass right now. Beat my motherfucking ass. I want you to. Listen. Come here. You come here. You want to beat my ass, nigga. You come here and beat my ass. That's all.
Calling her son a ninja. I done had enough of this. I can't stomach more of this. I really cannot stomach this behavior. I'll play a little bit more, but look, seriously, this is what the modern woman does with her sons. This is what they're doing right now. So she can get this young man incarcerated. Now I see he's acting out, he's lashing out, he's angry. You You don't know what kind of situation this young boy is facing, living with this single mother. Seriously. There's a lot of gaslighting going on. There's a lot of manipulation that takes place. And when these boys finally realize the manipulation a lot of these mothers doing on them when they grow up, they don't want nothing to ever do with you. Literally, they will not want anything to do with you because you didn't know how to be a parent. You treat him like he a ninja on the streets. This is crazy to me. Seriously.
That's all I asked you to do. That's no. That's all I asked you to do. Okay, what? Ricky, come beat my ass. Come beat my ass. Yo, nigga, come beat my ass. No, come on. I'm begging you to beat my ass today. Come do it. Come do it.
Yep, this is what they doing. This is why fathers are needed. I got more videos I would like to share with y'all. This is why fathers are needed in the household. There's another video I would like to share with you, and this is why fathers are needed for these young ladies. Peep this. Now, this is a very, very interesting video. Very interesting. Joshua, thank you for the $10 contribution. Says New Breed. Since I moved cities to start a new life, my 17-year-old nephew keeps asking me for advice. My sister found out and no longer allows him to talk to me. Wow. Joshua, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's what I was just speaking about earlier. How these women are even going as far as to isolating these young men from the positive male role models, the uncles, the cousins, the big brothers. And this is what they're doing. This is literally what's happening in our families these days, just so they can keep a damn cobra clutch on these young men. They don't want them to be men. They don't want them to grow up and be men. They want them to stay mama's little boy their entire life. They want them to stay those little babies. And anytime they are something that they can't control, then they want to try to reel them back in and isolate them from the family. I've seen that multiple times. And that's a growing trend going on right now. And that's because a lot of these women are miserable. They're miserable. And they feel like they can't go without having their son always present. Now, let's make this clear. You got to look out for women who talk like their son is their life. Their children in general. I can't, my baby, this is my heart, this is my rib. I see the post y'all women be making. He saved my life. He saved your life. Well, that's a hell of a burden to put on a child. That's hell of a burden to put on a baby that was born into this planet. You're supposed to make sure his life is secure. He's my all, my heart, my soul. Here's my soul in the flesh. You know how damn crazy y'all sound? You're supposed to raise that child. You're not creepy, you seem. It's creepy. It's weird. It's toxic. And then anytime a positive male role model is given, like what that brother just said, giving advice to the nephew who's 17 years old, if it's outside of what they're teaching them, although life is different for a young man, life is different from a man than it is for a female. Life is different. The information that young man is supposed to get has to come from a man. You women cannot prepare him for this world. You cannot prepare your sons for this world. Only a man can do that. Now, of course, some of you ladies over here, y'all frequent this channel quite often. And this is why I find it necessary to make videos like this, because technically I am the spiritual head of a lot of women. I'm your spiritual lead because you're watching me. This is where you're getting your information from. So that's why I make videos like this, so you can make sure you're not misleading your sons. You make sure that you're in the right direction and you holding it down. So there is circumstances where you have a head over you, and it may not be a physical thing. It may not be a romantic relationship, but you have men that you can listen to, that can give you direction, even if it's your uncle, your father, somebody in your family, somebody. So, you know, I just got to make this clear, but I want y'all to hear this video right here. So a 13-year-old girl go ask her mother about some of the sexual curiosity that she has going on with her body. And this is what these modern women are suggesting to their daughters. I'm going to tell you, this is why fathers are needed. Listen carefully. Your 13-year-old daughter comes to you. Peep game.
13-year-old daughter asks for a vibrator. What does that conversation look like?
Wait, what? Your 13-year-old daughter comes to you and asks for a vibrator. You know, one of them Rose toys, you know, one of those lightsabers, zoo, 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 zoo. You know, one of those weapons, you know, one of those weapons of mass destruction that got a lot of y'all ladies blown out here. You're blown out. You know, some of these ladies you getting with them because they so used to the lightsabers. You brothers gonna mess around and create a forest fire down there because that's how desert thirsty it is down there. Straight like that. Yeah. We talking about your skin getting peeled off. You dealing with rashes down there because you trying to create. You over here rubbing. Never mind. Let me not get into details. But it just ain't functioning right because of a lot of what these ladies is dealing with. But let's see what these mothers have to say. What would you give your 13-year-old daughter? What would you say to that? Let's see this. And this is versus what a man of Yah would tell his 13-year-old daughter, or what a man of Yah would put in place for his 13-year-old daughter. This is what the mothers would do. Peep this.
Or what are your thoughts around introducing?
Give it to her. Yeah.
Amen.
Damn, give it to her. So hold on, wait. So this is what we doing right now. So let me get this right. You are going to promote masturbation to your daughter. You're going to give her a tool, which, in case some of you all don't know, the Rose toy has been put on blast for actually causing radiation through the womb and actually drying up the eggs. We talking about different metals. A lot of them are ran through lithium batteries. We talking about various toxins, various plastics. We talking about a foreign object. You would recommend that your daughter take this foreign object and begin to obstruct her nether realms. This is what we got going on right now. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to give your daughters. This is okay. I'm baffled by this, but let's get into it.
It's birth control, and it's natural and it's normal. If I don't give it to you, you're gonna go.
She said it's birth control. You got that damn right. You got that right. With the Rose toy actually zapping eggs. I don't know if y'all remember the video that I shared some time ago where a young lady went to the hospital, went to the doctor because she was having some issues down there. And the doctor told her that her eggs were pretty much worn out. She was a teenager. Her eggs were pretty much done data. So yeah, it is birth control. You got that right. Asked her, was she using various products on her body? She X'd those out, asked her, was she using the Rose toy or any other vibrator? Come to find out, these vibrators was destroying her insides. Her womb was being destroyed at a young age with no eggs. So yeah, it is definitely birth control. And since y'all want to get them started at 12 or 13, you can bet your bottom dollar, since that's the information you're going to give your child. Like I said, without a father in the picture, we will be a non-generation. We'll cease to exist because y'all so concerned about birth control. But anyway, let's continue.
Find one of these nasty, dirty little boys and their dirty fingernails, and I just don't have time. Pleasure is peace.
Maybe not give her like, super duper strong vibration. We don't need a broken by the age 18.
I've taught you guys there's no broken
Okay.
You can't become desensitized.
What are you guys' biggest takeaways, tips, or advice to mothers?
Read our book.
Listen
Don't read their damn book.
To your own mother intuition. Find your own voice and follow that.
Even the bad choices are important. You
Yeah.
have to make the bad choices in order to learn. And your kids have to see you make bad choices. They start
Prepare.
dating and they're
So you know that's a bad choice then, right?
like, no person is perfect, but my mother was perfect. These little boys turn into men and vice versa and start judging their partners because their mothers portrayed this image of perfection that
Everything they just said was some bullshit. Y'all do understand that, right? Now, I'm going to tell you what a father of Yah, what his advice would have been. Your daughter is having hormones. She has reached an age where she wants to explore. She has desires because she's became a young woman. What a man of Yah would have been doing is why his daughter is becoming a young woman. He would have been scoping out the environment in which he lives. He would have been looking at some of the young men that's local. Some of the young men that are around in the atmosphere and kind of like seeing who is who, what is what, seeing who comes from a good family. And you know what a man of Yah would have done, knowing that his daughter is reaching a certain age where she may have certain desires? You know what a man of Yah would have done? He would have pushed his daughter towards the right direction with the right man, the right young man, or a man who can provide for her. Just depends. It depends on who your child is. Some young ladies develop quicker than others. Some young women are 13 years old and they 14 years old, 15 years old, and they can be very well with a man with in the age range, the statute of limitation, the right age, but he may be a little older or whatever. But a man of Yah would have been scoping the environment to find a man to marry his daughter. So she don't have to go out here and make all the mistakes that these women were just talking about. You see how all these women were just talking about go out there and make mistakes and get with this guy and get with that guy. And then now your cooch is blown out. You done been playing with toys since you was 12 years old. And now you done set yourself out there in the streets to just roam wild, to literally roam wild and make mistakes to try to learn on your own. And now you are of no good. And by the time your mama's age, you're going to be in the same position she at. That's the advice I would have gave. You see why these young ladies need fathers? A mother don't have the judgment. She don't understand the proper protocols of even making sure her own daughter is safe. This is what men are for. You're going to push your young lady, your daughter out into a world to be destroyed. If that's their advice, Eternal Vision, follow her own voice. Whatever your vagina want to do, that's the voice they talking about. You heard them when they say pleasure is peace. So just follow wherever your vagina want to go. Whatever your hormones say, you just go do it. So you might as well just say, hey, listen, if you want to go out here and get gang banged, if you want to go out here and get trains ran on you, if you want to go out here and just let it all hang out, then do it. Follow your heart. This is what these modern women are telling these young ladies. Go live your best life. Now, there's another video that I would like to share. Yeah, there's another one I would like to share. And this particular video here is a growing trend that's been taking place lately, where stepfathers rather, have been standing in the way of the biological fathers. And I got a message for that. Now we're going to play this whole video. We're going to play some of it. I really got to speak on this because there's nothing wrong with a man who wants to step up I even hate to word it that way because it's not his responsibility. So I don't even want to call it stepping up. It's actually a man just really, he's really feeling the woman that he's dealing with. And it's like, okay, you proving yourself to be a good woman, and for whatever reason, the man is not in the picture. And hey, it is what it is. He's there, he's helping out, and you know, it is what it is. I know some brothers who have done that, and there's some good men who stepped in and played that role as a positive father figure or role model for certain children that may not be biologically theirs. Me personally, that's not what I want to do. But I don't speak against what brothers do. But if you're gonna do something like that, you need to know what comes with it. There's a lot that comes with that. And one of the number one things that come with it is that father is always gonna have some part of that woman's life. Always. You can't just get with a woman and think that you could just get that man totally out of the picture when he has children by this woman. Like, some of y'all guys are running away with it. It's evil to try to stop a man from being in their child's life in any capacity. And it's a bad look. And even though in a lot of these situations, the father haven't been in the picture, the children barely know the father, but at no point should you be judge and jury and tell this man that he can't try to step up at any given moment. At any given time, that man can have a personal revelation. He can be visited by the Most High and say, I want to be in my children's lives. And there ain't nothing you stepfathers can do about that. Like, you got to cut that out. It's very insecure. It shows weakness, and it's just not right. And off the break, when you women are meeting these men, when you're meeting these men to be surrogate fathers, stepfathers, you need to make it clear. Listen, hey, if at any time that biological father want to step up to be a part of these children's lives, I'm not going to deny him access. That talk needs to happen, because I'm seeing this a lot. I'm not going to deny him access, because that'll be wrong on my behalf. So if that's something you're willing to sign up for, then here you go. We can be together. But at no point am I going to stop my father, the child, my child's father, from being in these children's lives. That's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, it makes it seem as if you're afraid of losing her and some more stuff. But anyway, let's take a look at this video here and see what's going on.
How are you?
Happy birthday. What's going on? You weren't picking your phone up. I was trying to say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be here. That's why.
Well, we're just having a birthday party with the family.
Yeah,
That's why she wasn't answering the phone.
I was trying.
That's why she wasn't answering the phone, because you shouldn't be
Family,
here.
right? Family. This was.
But you shouldn't be here.
Family.
You set this up kind of. So,
Right.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
Right.
Family.
Because you ain't been here.
What?
Because you ain't came home.
Yo, what are you doing?
We're not about to do this in front of
Right.
us.
Yeah, we're not about to do this in front of our.
See, this is what I'm talking about. If that woman would have had that talk with this man, listen, that's my child's father. If he ever want to come back in the picture, these are conversations you got to have if you're in relationships. Because what end up happening is a catastrophe. Right in front of the kids, this can get very volatile. Things get ignorant when communication ain't on the table. For real. This is a hot mess, man. Look at this.
You have not been here. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. We're not even doing this. Come on.
King,
Yeah.
come on, man. You know,
Hey,
come on,
we'll
man.
talk
We ain't
about
about
this
to do
later.
this in front of
We're
my
having
son.
this time, okay?
Talk to him, King, please.
We're family. We're gonna meet outside.
Please talk to him.
No, we don't have to do that.
Talk to him.
No,
Go ahead.
let's finish
Yeah.
this.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk to him, because if I talk to him, it's not.
I got presents outside.
It's not gonna be
No,
pretty.
you haven't been here. We'll do this later. We can do this another day, another time.
I got presents.
Can you tell him? Can you talk to him?
Bro.
Can
You're
you
not
talk to
doing
him?
it. Bro, you
We
ain't
can
been
do this
here.
another time, though.
Come on, we need to
He's been here.
over here.
Well, no.
You ain't been here.
Oh my God.
And this is how people get laid out, bro. This is how people get their boots smoked out here in these streets. This is how people really get knocked out of their Air Force Ones, man. This right here. Seriously. That is that man's biological children. Regardless of y'all's relationship, you cannot stand in the way of that, man. Yeah, somebody said the person filming his job like passively instigating. Right. Yeah, he's completely out of line, man. Yeah, you chose to be in that woman's life. The children came with it. The children came with it, but man, this is how people get hurt, man. You know how many people get bodied behind this? Don't play with a man's children. Don't do that.
You stepping, bro. Like,
Oh my
this is
God.
not even. I set this up.
You coming to open these presents? Bro, what?
You wasn't even here for his graduation, but you are.
Hey,
What you mean you got presents? You weren't even here for the graduation.
Been here.
Bro, hold on.
Bro,
You missed everything.
He started.
And then you
All
showed to
the
his birthday
birthdays
party.
that you
Talking about you got some presents for him, bro.
Okay.
Bro,
All
come
the
on,
he's
King.
been here for him. He's
on,
been
King.
here for King.
He don't look like
He's
he been.
providing.
That's my son now.
Okay.
See, that's crazy right there. It's my son now. Listen, no matter what, no matter how you slice it, no matter how long you've been there, that is not your son. It's not your son. Now, you are a positive male role model. You are a person who may have helped that young man grow and be a functioning member of society. You may help him grow to be a successful young man. You may show him a lot of things in life. You may give him all kind of lessons. But dude, that is not your son. And that's what you got to understand. You brothers got to stop that. This is hard. This is a bad look. It's a bad look. He lucky he didn't go real left.
This is my son now. You ain't been here.
You need to leave.
You ain't been here. This is my son now. Come on, Keisha.
He messy too.
You really make yourself look bad right now.
He making himself look bad because he come bearing gifts and wants to spend time with his son on his birthday. Meanwhile, you got both of the parents saying, you don't know him. You ain't even been here. You ain't done this. You ain't. Listen. What do you think this is going to do to this young man? It's like the level of disrespect you have for a young man's actual father. What do you think that's going to make him think about himself? You hear what I just said? Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. If you treat my dad like this, how should I think about myself? That's my actual dad. And you telling me he ain't nothing. He ain't been here. He ain't this. He ain't that. You won't even let me get to know him. And somebody said that this video is staged. It could be. It very well could be. But let's not act like this don't happen all the time. There's multiple videos fluctuating around social media. I don't know if this is a skit or not. It could be fake. I don't know. But this is what's happening right now. Yeah, it will cause a lot of confusion.
King.
You making yourself look bad right now.
Bro, my son, you
Oh
you
my
really
God.
think
I
you
can't
really-
do
Bro, hold on. Bro, you doing it in front of your son. But you doing this in front of him, though.
Come holler at me over here. I
Come
got
holler at you about what?
No,
What's up?
no,
What's up?
it's
Bro,
Hey, King. Come on, man.
you ain't been here. What you mean? You ain't been here.
Y'all tripping, boy. King.
You tripping.
Come on,
You
man.
coming up here after how long?
You ain't even picking the
After
phone up.
how
I'm trying to
long?
talk to my
Look
son.
at his
Happy
face.
birthday.
He barely remembers you.
Hey, he said, what's up to me? He know what
God, you're not taking King out of here. I promise you that.
You're not doing it to him. You're not
Both
doing it
sides,
to him.
man.
Leave.
Both sides.
Leave.
Both sides.
Leave.
Tripping, boy.
Leave.
Hey,
That boy know
Hey,
who
boy.
been here. That boy know who been here for him, and you ain't been here for him.
hey, King.
Leave.
You call him all you want. He ain't
Hey.
coming out here.
Hey, King. Hey, wait, come on. Hey,
No.
He ain't coming out here.
You making this worse.
Boy, you
He
tripping,
ain't
boy.
coming
My
out here.
son's birthday, boy, for
Talk
real,
later.
boy.
Talk later.
Hey, boy.
That's my son now. Where you was
Hey,
at?
for real.
Go back to
Keep-
wherever
hey,
you was at. Every time you come over here with this, go back.
That woman trifling as hell, man. Brothers, you want to avoid these women all together, man. it's already a red flag when it's not at least a culpable relationship between the child's mother and the father. That's why it's a red flag. And any woman I meet and she's talking negative about the child's father, I'm immediately curving her immediately. It's an immediate curve. Like, oh, really? My baby daddy ain't this, he ain't that. I'm like, oh yeah, you ain't either. So good. We don't need to know each other. That's a red flag off the break. That relationship better have some kind of cohesiveness. Y'all better get along somewhat. Y'all better be at least co-parenting. Seriously. And if he ain't this and that and he done left and all of that and he just didn't want to be a father, put his blank on child support. Forget keeping it real. If he really legit don't want to be in the child's life and he's not providing, he had these children and don't want to provide for them, forget all that keeping it real. A father, a stepfather, or another man supposed to step up and financially support your child? No, stop trying to keep it real. Go put that man on child support. But keep in mind, once you put him on child support, he will have visitation. He will have visitation. Courtney says, I don't believe in child support. Well, I believe in child support if the man is not doing what he's supposed to do as a man. That's what child support is for a man who does not want to take care of his children. That's what it's for. Another man's supposed to come in and provide for the children? No, that's his responsibility. Financially, that man's supposed to do it. Now, it's one thing if the man wants to be in a child's life and for whatever reason, you know, you don't want him there, but you want to get a paycheck. No, child support is for deadbeat fathers who don't want to take care of their children. That's what it's for. And of course, that man will have access to those children at that point, because when you put them on child support, he will get visitation rights. He can petition that in court. But hey, that comes with the territory. He's going to have to provide for his. That's the proper way of using a child support system. A man don't want to step up, make him do what he got to do. Now, it's one thing if that brother has been communicating, that brother has been trying, that brother has been reaching out, then that's not meant for him. Child support is not meant for him. But damn it, if guys who really want to be fathers got to be on the system, then these deadbeat niggas got to be on the system too. You hear what I'm saying? There's guys out here who want to be fathers that's on child support. So you telling me the Negro that impregnated you and don't want to supply nothing? He don't want to buy no Pampers, no diapers, no formula, no clothing, nothing. He don't want to get school supplies, nothing. He get to go away scot-free? That's crazy. And you expect another man to step up and take care of you and your children? That's crazy. That's not happening. That's not reality. That's just not reality. Any man going into a relationship with a woman who already have a child, that man needs to be stepping up some way, some form, some fashion, because that is not another man's responsibility at all. But you know, I'm just gonna give y'all the truth, man. Yeah, woman come, he ain't on child support. I don't believe in child support. And so how are we gonna take care of these children? That's his children. Nah, he's going on child support. Woman can't listen. Single woman can't get with me and think that man gonna get away scot-free without paying for their children. That's dead. That's dead. Now you can treat them young men, young women with respect, kindness. You can help raise them and all of that. But the financial side got to come from that guy who planted those seeds. Got to. Somebody says, so Breed, how should I handle another man kid if he mad disrespectful and the mother is a pushover? See, that comes with the territory. The mother may be a pushover, but is she standing in the way of you disciplining that child? Is she standing in the way of you disciplining that child? Because I can tell you right now, if the son is mad disrespectful, the child is mad disrespectful, and you are offering correction and that woman is don't discipline my child, leave her. Then she got it figured out. She don't need your help. She got it all figured out. So since she don't want the man to step up and help, you need to remove yourself from that situation immediately. Leave her alone. Let her figure it out. She must know what she's doing. Or find yourself a woman without children. That's without, that's your best bet. Don't get it twisted. There's some women out here who are good women who may have 1 or 2 children. It just is what it is. If you do get with them, if you do get with a woman that's a single mother, you just got to know the rules of engagement. It's really all it is to it. But it is what it is, man. But I just wanted to come through with this video. Of course, this is one of those lessons that's not going to be, I knew it wasn't going to be popular or widespread because our people, they don't want our people to have fathers in the household. But anyway, hopefully we can keep this video here on this platform. You may see this stream go for members only, or you may see it go on Patreon. So make sure you become a Patreon member so you can get the exclusive content as it's being released. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a blessed one. Shalom and peace.